What is up, everybody? Welcome into this Flippin Bats Now post-game show. Team USA with an absolutely dominant victory over Cuba here tonight in Miami. Alex and I are live on the field for our first post-game show from the field. I just caught up with Paul Goldschmidt seconds ago. We're going to talk to him here in a few minutes. We have a ton to talk about. Alex, what an awesome night here in Miami. The vibes from the beginning of the game were very high.
Yep. Really,
the Cuba fans were taken out of it pretty quickly because very early on, they were very loud, and USA dominated this game.
They did. USA did exactly what they were supposed to do tonight on the mound, at the plate, and they're going to the ship what? They're going to the ship what? But things could have been very different in that first inning. Right off of the top, Adam Wainwright got into a bit of trouble with bases loaded, no outs, ended up walking in a run, but that was it. That was it for Adam Wainwright. He got out of trouble and got the job done in that first inning.
Look, I need to say this. I can't give enough credit to Adam Wainwright. Adam Wainwright was getting a lot of flack from USA fans after that first start, which really wasn't all that bad.
Yeah.
Everybody, I think, undervalued Great Britain a little bit, but he wasn't great. He wasn't sharp. He came out tonight and was everything we could have asked for. You know what? That trouble he got in the first inning, was it really his fault? I mean, they got 4 guys on base without a ball leaving the infield.
Yeah.
I mean, without hitting a ball that landed in the outfield grass. Not a lot of hard contact, some misplays in the infield. Next thing you know, bases are loaded. It's a 1-0 ball game. Adam Wainwright was fantastic tonight. He deserves a ton of credit for getting out of that inning with only 1 run being scored. And look, in that ball game, with the way it was early on in this game, I was the first to wonder, should Nolan Arenado have gone home there, or should he have probably gone to turn 2?
Yeah.
Maybe have 2 outs and get out of the inning quicker. Arenado should never be questioned ever when it comes to anything on defense. Goes home, then you get a pop out. Inning ends after that, 3 outs, 1 run scored. And for me, Adam Wainwright getting out of that and then going 4 innings, 1 strikeout, 1 earned run on 5 hits, most of those being dinkers in the first
inning.
Adam Wainwright was phenomenal tonight and deserves tons of credit. And we might just be seeing him on the backfields when he gets back to spring training, getting some extra PFP work in, because that guy is incredible defensively. But it's spring training time. Maybe he needs some extra PFPs.
No, he did great tonight. And we said in the pregame show, we need to see 4 solid innings from Adam Wainwright. He did just that. He spoke to Ken Rosenthal after the game, and he said, we're playing because we love this game, but we also love this country. And there's nothing more special than this moment and what they're doing right now, and they're going to the championship. But pitching in general here tonight for Team USA got the job done.
Yeah, this needs to be said, because obviously the concern with Team USA is the pitching.
Yeah.
Right? That's the one concern that comes to mind. So then you use Lance Lynn last game. You use a lot of the bullpen because of the way the game transpired. Tonight, Adam Wainwright to Miles Michaelis, and they got the job done. This is exactly what Team USA needed to do. I was in the press conference room when Mark DeRosa came in there earlier,
Yep.
and he talked about the pitching tonight. He said, you know what? Adam Wainwright was pretty frustrated that he didn't get the ball in that last game. Mm-hmm. And that's what you like to see out of a guy, right? You want him to be frustrated. But he said, I'm going to find a way to get you in. He ended up starting this game, and he said, you're going to see multiple starters in this game. I'm going to piggyback starters. We're going to see at least 2 starters, and that's all it took to get this done. Team USA getting out to that commanding lead and holding it was huge for the pitching going into the championship. Because I don't know if you heard, Alex.
Yeah.
They're going back-to-back championship appearances. Reigning champions.
Yep.
Can they pull it off? We will see. But they are going back. And tonight, the pitching and the offense were a big reason why.
And let's talk about that offense, because America's hero last night picked up right where he left off. Trea Turner, America's shortstop, multi-home run game tonight after his grand slam to send USA to the semifinals yesterday.
You know, I don't think Trea gets enough credit for power. I think when people think of Trea Turner, they think
speed,
high average guy, steal a lot of bases, really, really fast. But Trea Turner has 4 home runs in this tournament, which is the most for a Team USA player ever in the World Baseball Classic. And Trea Turner is the first player in World Baseball Classic history with 4+ RBIs in consecutive games. This guy's on a roll. Aside from what he did tonight, he was the hero for all of America last night. and then he just propels it right into today. He's thriving. You couldn't miss it. You go on social media, he's just floored with Trea Turner for president.
Yeah.
Trea Turner is America's shortstop.
He is.
And I saw before the game today, after batting practice, he was reposting Ryan Zimmerman talking about it. He was the hero, and he carried that into today. He was incredible. Trea Turner's second multi-home run game in Team USA World Baseball Classic history, joining his hitting coach, Ken Griffey Jr., back in 2006. How cool is that?
It is, and I love seeing Ken Griffey Jr. in the dugout, being one of the first guys to celebrate and congratulate all of these players after they get a big hit, after they get a home run in the dugout. I mean, that's got to be so cool because he's a guy that these guys grew up watching and idolizing and learning from, and it's just a full circle, really special moment. The other crazy thing about Trea Turner, he's hitting in the 9-hole. Like, that's the other thing you got to remember. He is at the bottom of the stacked lineup, and he's gone off these last 2 games.
I need to ask Trea at some point. If they win on Tuesday, we'll talk to him on the field probably. I need to ask him if he has ever in his life hit ninth. And I guarantee you
probably not.
That answer is no until the other night. You mentioned Ken Griffey Jr., and he's involved in a stat with Trea Turner now.
Yeah.
I was on the field pregame for batting practice for the United States, and it was so cool for me, and I'm not even playing.
Yeah.
It was so cool for me to see Ken Griffey Jr. talking hitting with specifically right when I was in front of him. Ken Griffey Jr. was talking to Cedric Mullins, Kyle Higashioka, Pete Alonso about the logistics of hitting, getting super analytical and super like in the weeds about what to do with your swing and bat angles. And just a guy that played for so many years. Man, I wish I had that. The kid, maybe I would have hit over 230 in my professional career if I had Ken Griffey Jr. as my hitting coach. But Ken Griffey Jr., we see it here right now. Ken Griffey Jr. and Mike Trout. Look at Mike Trout, one of the greatest of all time, picking the brain of Ken Griffey Jr.
As he should.
I was on the field seeing all this happen, and honestly, it was so cool. I could have watched it for hours, and I couldn't even exactly hear what was going on.
It is amazing. And it wasn't just Trea Turner who went off tonight, Ben. All of the U.S. bats contributed. Everybody did something. Almost everyone in the lineup got a hit tonight.
The lineup was on fire. They took exactly what they needed to from last game and took it into tonight. This is what I talked about. You get that momentum, and it builds and builds and builds, and it finally feels like they're firing on all cylinders in this tournament. And I think it's a little bit of a combination of, okay, maybe they weren't all in at the very beginning of this tournament. And also, they're a week further into what would be spring training now, a week further into getting at bats. Timing is coming back. Your feel in the box is coming back. Your comfortability in the box is coming back.
Yeah.
All of that paired with the dominant win last night. And this Cuba team is a team that Team USA should have done this against.
Oh, yeah.
And they did. They took care of business. Everybody in the lineup from top to bottom was contributing in one way or another. And, oh, man, it's good to see.
And it all got started with Paul Goldschmidt, Goldie, getting that home run to give USA the lead.
This was so cool, and Team USA needed this. That first inning, it could have gotten way out of hand. They limited it to 1-0, and then immediately Paul Goldschmidt turns on a ball. The prototypical Paul Goldschmidt homer to left field. He ends up going 2 for 5 with a homer and 4 RBIs on the night. 4 RBIs, an incredible night at the plate for the reigning MVP.